So while I'm talking about these campaigns, I'm going to put a poll right up here on the right side of your screen so you can let us know which of these campaigns most interest you, and you can also see which ones interest all the other viewers. Hello board game brothers and sisters. So this is a new series I'm trying out to go over interesting Kickstarters that are launching each week. This is not a comprehensive list as I can't have all information, but I'm probably the most reliable source you have. All games and launch dates are to the best of my knowledge, so make sure to leave a comment if any of these change or if there's any games I missed. Also leave a comment if you found this useful and if it's something that you'd like to see me do each week. So on April 20th, we have Final Girl launching, and this is a solo game that plays on the horror movie trope. In this game, you are the last survivor who must kill the slasher to survive and win the game. There are multiple characters and killers, each with their own backstory and abilities that can be mixed and matched to change up the gameplay. On April 21st, we have the 𝗠𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗀 Kickstarter, and that's going to include a deluxe upgrade kit and an expansion for 𝗠𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗀. If you're unfamiliar with this game, it's a pretty famous one that's been out for a while, and in this game, 2 to 4 opponents will represent powerful developers in the Nevada city. You start with nothing but parking lots and dreams, but from there you build and gamble your way to score the most points. This is going to include some neat add-ons that add to the theme of the game, such as mob figures, showgirls, and private jets. I also did a little bit of digging and found a little bit more information from a designer, and he said that any deluxe product they make will be usable with the existing edition. So if you have a copy, you can still use that copy, but it sounds like you will be able to buy it in the campaign as well. Next, we have the Defensive Procyon 3, also launching on the 21st. This is a game designed by 𝗏𝗏𝗟𝗏, who also created games like 𝗚𝗏𝗵𝗵𝗏𝗍 and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and a lot of other ones. This is an asymmetric game of aliens versus humans that plays 4 players on 2 teams. On each team of 2, one player is going to take charge of the Space Navy while the other one takes control of the ground force. Also on the 21st, we have Curators, which is a Euro-style tile-laying game that has a new action selection mechanic based on flippable tokens. In this game, 1 to 4 players will be building a museum and trying to attract new visitors to try and compete for the Museum of the Year award. And this game also has a bunch of awards itself, which is really good to see that this game has been put out there and play tested. Next, we have Merchants of the Dark Road, which is also being launched on the 21st. This is by Elf Creek Games that also created the Atlantis Rising game, which is a great game if you haven't played it yet. And the designer, Brian 𝗂𝗁, is also the creator of games like Coldwater Crown, Freshwater Fly, and Winterborn. Over half a year of daylight has passed, and we must now prepare for the dark season. In Merchants of the Dark Road, 1 to 4 players are brave merchants that must travel the dangerous path between cities to keep them thriving while gaining fame and fortune. This uses a dice worker placement and rondel system to perform actions. And the next one we have is also launching on the 21st, called 𝗚𝗏𝗍𝗂, and it's a dark fantasy strategy game where 2 to 4 players take turns exploring 𝗚𝗏𝗍𝗂 by placing terrain tiles to create the landscape. Players will send travelers to create new colonies, battling any enemy players or creatures in their path. The class that's controlling the most towns once all terrain has been discovered wins the game. And finally, on April 23rd, we have the Belgian Beers Race. And in this game, 2 to 4 players will visit as many breweries as they can, buy their beers, and drink throughout a 3-day competition. Watch your blood alcohol level because hangovers and other obstacles await you. They have a nice rules summary here in the description. I'm not going to read it all, but if you'd like to read it, feel free to pause the video. And one last campaign I'd like to point out is launching on the 24th, and that's Jim Henson's Labyrinth and the Dark Crystal. I don't believe this is coming with any game, I think it's just miniatures, but if you already own games with this license or just like the content, you can back this campaign as well to get those miniatures. So I backed 2 games last week, and I thought it would be fun just to point out which games those were. So, of course, I backed 𝗚nc, I already own Blood Rage and Rising Sun, and this looks like a fun game that's a little more digestible and easy to set up. I actually posted a separate video on this going over the campaign, so be sure to check that out. I'll also be releasing a second video on 𝗚nc before the campaign ends to let you know of stretch goals and updates throughout the campaign. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. And the second game I backed is the Ratcatcher, and it's a solo game. I don't have many solo games in my collection, and this one looked really fun and I really like the theme, so I thought I'd throw it in. Something really neat about this game is that the artwork and game design was all done by a single person, which is pretty amazing. If you want to know more about this game, definitely check out 𝗏𝗏𝗟𝗏𝗀𝗏's channel because 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗵𝗏𝗏 put out a really great run through and you can watch him play the entire game and get his ass kicked.